Hey everyone. So this class is with the theme of roots, our legs. We're going to be working on our relationship to the earth, how we can ground down and then grow out of that. If our body was a tree, I like to think of our torso from the pelvis up the spine as being the trunk of the tree, and our legs are the roots. So we're going to start with a foot massage. Sit comfortably. So if that for you means sitting on a chair, go ahead and grab a chair. We're going to be here for a little while, so get comfy. We're going to grab the ankle bones with one hand and then hug into this little dip in your heel with the fingers, the thumb and the fingers. And we're just going to draw this heel bone backwards, pulling in and drawing back. And this is a wonderful opportunity to slow down your breath. A little practice of self-love, tenderness with your feet, and to get to know the anatomy of your feet a little bit. So we're just stabilizing the ankle and then drawing that heel bone back. Right, from here, we're going to take the thumbs and bring them into that arch of the foot, that hollow at the top of the foot, and press towards the toes along that longitudinal arch. Pressing in like so. If you have thumbs that don't feel so strong doing this and you prefer to take your knuckles and give it a rub, that can be really nice too. We just want to feel some pressure going into the arch of the feet. If you notice any ropey bits, you can spend a little bit more time in those zones. But our goal is to create some length and softness in the feet, because when the feet are soft, they are able to spread into the floor and adapt with the changing weight of balancing on them. All right, and now we're getting into the metatarsals, this line of the foot here. Just give it a squeeze with the heels of the hands. You can imagine it's like dough that you're trying to make softer. And we're going to grab now. So your foot has these metatarsal bones, 5 of them aligned with each toe. We're going to grab the first one and the second one, and really holding the bones, move them up and down, sliding them on each other. So we're dissociating the bones of the big toe, the metatarsal of the big toe and the second toe. Then we'll move down to the second toe and third toe. Give it a little wiggle up and down. Third toe and fourth toe, wiggle, wiggle. And fourth and fifth, up, down, up, down. And then you can go ahead and give it another little squeeze. Now we're going to thread the fingers between the toes. So baby finger goes between the baby toe and the toe beside it, and do your best. This might not be possible for everyone. And we're just going to hold that foot, stabilizing the ankle, give it a little twist side to side. And then if you want to continue that twist, we're also going to circle the ankle. So we're mobilizing all the tarsals, metatarsals. Another breath here. And when you pull your fingers out, you can kind of draw the toes away from the heel. Brush it off, and we'll change sides. So we'll cross the other ankle on top of the thigh, stabilizing the malleolus, those bones that come out of the side of your ankle. And we're hugging the fingers and the thumbs into that squishy part, that very tender part of your heel, and drawing the heel bone down and away on a diagonal, away from those ankle bones. Down and away. So lots of nerves and blood vessels pass through this zone. It can be a little tender. Feel into that if that's your case. And then we're going to take the thumbs and draw them along the length of the arch of the foot. You want to think of using this action to dome your arch, so creating a little bit more dome. And you can also take the knuckles and give it a rub if your thumbs feel like it's too much effort for you. Nice breath. Okay, using the heels of the hands to squeeze and soften the dough of the foot. And then we'll grab the first metatarsal and second metatarsal and give them a wiggle on each other, up and down, up and down, up and down. So you're really mobilizing the bones here. From here, second toe and third toe, wiggle up and down, up and down, up and down. Third toe and fourth toe. And then the fourth toe and the fifth toe. And then we'll squeeze in a little bit more into the toes, creating some length. Taking the fingers, bring them through the toes like you're at the spa. Yeah, so I've got my hand holding my foot through the toes, stabilizing the ankle. Give it a little twist, wring it out. Twisting the bones on each other. Those the metatarsals. And we'll circle it as we twist. Circle and twist. And then we'll get ready to pull them out, and as we draw them out, create some length. Brush it off. Nice. So now we're going to stretch out the muscles underneath the toes. So sitting on the floor, ideally, we're going to draw the toes up towards our shin. Flex your foot, drawing the toes up, and then press down through the mound of the toe of the foot, but keep the toes lifted. So we should feel a stretch underneath the toes here, and we'll gently lower them down. Again, picking the foot up, pull your toes in towards your shin, and press down through the foot, and lower gently the toes down. One more time like that. Drawing your toes in towards you and pressing down through the mound of the foot, but keeping the toes lifted. Such a yummy stretch. And down. Let's do the other side. Sole of our foot is connected to the back of our leg, the calf muscles. So this whole posterior chain is really happy that we're doing this. So drawing the toes up in towards the shins, we're going to press down through the mound of the foot. And then let the toes come down gently towards the floor. Again, toes up towards your knee, press down through the mound of the foot, keep the toes lifted, and we'll lower. One more time, toes up, pressing down, and lower. Beautiful. So for this next one, we're going to continue stretching out those muscles. If this type of position is uncomfortable for your knees, you can do what we're doing standing. You just won't get the same action of stretching the sole of the foot. We're going to tuck the toes under here and sit onto the heels. You can help your little toe come through and just roll the front of your ankles forward so you continue to intensify that stretch. We're going to mobilize the shoulder blades as we do this. So our hands are facing us. Baby fingers towards each other. Inhale, slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Open the chest. And exhale, bring the forearms together. A little 2-for-1. We're stretching our toes and we're mobilizing shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Open the shoulder blades as you bring your elbows together. Inhale. And exhale. Elbows together. Again, in. And out. Good. We'll drop the hands down. Let the knees slide forward slightly. And from here, we're going to press back into a little ball. So our heels are dropping down towards the floor. If you're taking a standing variation, you might want to just find a way to stretch out your calves. Heel back in a lunge is a nice option. And for those of us in this little ball, we want to feel the tailbone heavy and the heels dropping down to the floor, really stretching out the back of the legs, the calves, the Achilles tendons. Okay, we're gonna walk the hands forward, walk the feet back, come into a down dog. We can all find our way here, no matter where we are. Rolling through the feet. And when you're ready, we'll walk the feet towards the hands, keeping knees bent, bringing the feet hip width apart, parallel. We're going to roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time to standing. So imagine you have a long dinosaur tail that's going to drop down towards the earth. Our spine is round. Keep that dinosaur tail heavy down on the ground. We're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. So if there was a wall behind you, your lower back would come up and meet that wall. Keep the knees bent. The mid back, the upper back, one vertebrae at a time. The rib cage, the shoulders come up. The head is still down. We're going to bring the head up last. Straighten the legs. So we're standing with those feet parallel, hip width apart. Pressing down into the floor, I want you to feel a tripod between the mound of the big toe, the mound of the baby toe, and the heel. So each foot like a tripod. You can feel this by lifting up all 10 toes and just activating the muscles of the legs. Notice if this changes how your legs feel when you press down. Press down so much that you feel that your torso has to rise in opposition. And we're going to release the toes down on the mat. So that's just a nice reference when we're standing to think of those tripod points, equal pressure down. We're going to raise the arms up to the sky. Inhale, looking up. Exhale to bend the knees and try to touch either the outside of your knees or your ankles if you can get this low. Again, pressing down into the feet. Inhale, raising the gaze, the arms, and exhale, bending down. What a joy it is to stand. Press into your feet. Inhale, grow up tall, root down. And exhale to bend, send your bum back. Your spine is straight as you come down. Inhale, arms are coming up. And exhale, coming down. We're going to stay down here. Bring the hands to the outside of the knees. Keep your spine straight so you're on a long diagonal. Your abdominals are drawing in. We're going to press the knees into the hands and resist with the hands. And just breathe here. Try to keep the chest wide. So as you are pressing your knees into your hands, think of spreading your sits bones in the back. You're activating your glutes on the side of your thighs. We're activating the muscles on the side of the knees. One more breath. Press into those tripods on each foot. Come to stand. Inhale, raise your arms up. We're going to exhale and bend back down to where we came from. And now bringing the hands to the inside of the knees. You can hook your fingers in. Squeeze the knees into the hands and the hands resist. Keep your chest open, your belly button and abdominals drawing into the spine, long diagonal line. Hope it's creating a little heat. If it's not, rock the weight back a little bit more into your heels. Woo! And we're going to stand. Inhale, bring the shoulder blades up to the ears, squeeze them together and roll them back. Exhale. Again, in. And out. One more time, in. And out. We're going to bring those arms forward. Palms of the hands up. Inhale, open your hands to the side and try to touch your thumbs towards each other. We're going to exhale now. Backs of the hands come forward. Thumbs are down. Feel your shoulder blades spread in your back as your hands come together in front of you. Again, inhale. Open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Thumbs back. Exhale, thumbs down, back of the hands come to touch. We're going to add a little extension here into the spine. Inhale, heart to the ceiling. Exhale as you flip your palms, bend your knees, round your back, bring the backs of the hands together. Again, inhale, pressing into the feet, open the chest, hands to ceiling. And exhale, backs of the hands come to touch. We round as we bring the backs of the hands together. Spreading the shoulder blades. One more, inhale. And exhale, to bend. Good. Coming to standing. We're going to raise up on our toes. Inhale, hands up. Bend the knees. Exhale, send the arms down. Up and down. So just swinging it out. In and out. Throw the energy down. Rooting down through your feet. Throw it down. Throw it down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, lift your arms up, inhale. And now imagine there's a rope that you're going to climb up. One arm at a time is reaching up, and this is bringing us into a delicious side bend. Getting a stretch on the side body. The space in between the ribs. Opening, lengthening, keep rooting the feet down to the ground. Good, opening those arms out, inhale. Down we go, exhale, bending the knees one more time. We're coming back into our seated squat. So this is a really good time to check in with our knee alignment. Can you keep the knees right over top of your second toes? We're going to try to bring the upper back as if we're sitting up in a chair and just pulsing with the weight into the heels for 10, 9, 8. Remember those tripods pressing into the mat. 6, 5, 4. Can you get a little lower? 3. Tracking the knees. 2, 1. And we're going to stand. All right, lifting the knees up. Just coming into a little march. You can touch the opposite knee with the hand. Bringing the foot back down to the floor, through the toes, exactly where it came from. Breathing. So as we're doing this, I know it looks a little goofy, but it's really great for warming up our hip flexors. Getting into those hip flexors that attach to our lumbar spine. And also working on the stability of the pelvis. You can think of engaging your abdominals to keep that stability strong. All right, keeping this movement going with the legs, we're now going to externally rotate. So the knees coming up towards the same shoulder. External rotation. Stable pelvis. Breathing for 5, 4. Pelvis rooting down, head reaching up. And 1. Down we go. All right, so now we're coming into some reverse lunges. We're going to lift the right knee up to the ceiling. Inhale. And then step back onto your toes and squat down. When we squat down into this lunge, both of our legs are in a 90-degree angle, but the knee doesn't touch. We're zipping the pubic bone up towards the ribs and squaring off the hips. Stand, inhale, exhale, lunge. Let's keep those arms athletic, kind of like we're marching. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale, back. And up, and back, and up. Tracking that front knee right over top of the second toe. Have a look at it. How are you doing? Up, back, 2, and 1. We're going to stay back here. Hands on the hips. Think of zipping that pubic bone up. Little pulses. So we might feel a nice stretch on the front of the thigh as it is working. Eccentric contraction. These are some of the most powerful contractions. 2, 1. Stay low. Reach your arms up overhead in a V. So your shoulder blades are low. You're toning through your waist. Turn towards the front knee. Inhale. And exhale, come to center. Just the ribs turn. Inhale. And center. One more time. Spine goes where the eyes go. Turn. And center. From here, we're going to reach that back leg long. Come into a long diagonal line. So your hips are still square. If I had flashlights on my hips, they're shining on the floor. Arms overhead. If that's too much, you can bring your hands right in front of your forehead. Feel your upper back firing up. 2, belly button to spine. 1, reach your arms forward. Help yourself come forward into that standing leg and balance. If this is a challenge for you, you can tap your toe down. If you want a little bit more challenge, close your eyes and just see how your nervous system responds. You're relying on different proprioceptors when you close your eyes to keep your balance. Whew. We'll bring the foot down, changing sides. So reverse lunges on the other side. Left knee up, inhale, step it back, and lunge down. Let's just work on our alignment here for a moment. So pubic bone to ribs, that front knee aligned over top of the second toe. Good, and we're gonna lift the knee up, inhale, step it back, exhale. And up, and back, up, and back, up, and back. So pressing off this back leg, it's powerful. Again, 3, 2, and 1. Staying back and down, hands to the hips, keep zipping the pubic bone up, and we're pulsing. 10, 9, grow tall. Let those shoulders drop. 3, 2, 1. Stay low. Arms come up. External rotation in the shoulders. It's kind of like Atlas holding up the world. We're going to inhale and turn just the ribs, the eyes, the spine, and exhale, center. So you're turning towards the front knee. Inhale. And exhale, center. One more time. Inhale, grow taller. And center. And from here, you're going to straighten that back leg, lean forward, long diagonal line from your heel to your fingertips. Maybe the hands want to come in front of your head. So you're feeling all the erectors of your spine engaging, those intrinsic postural muscles. You got this. Reach the hands forward. Come on forward to that front leg. Balance. And maybe this is enough of a challenge for you. Or try closing your eyes and relying on your proprioceptors to help you. Remember, balance isn't a static or fixed thing. It's dynamic, it's moving, it's swinging. All right, and we'll come to standing on both feet. We're going to work on one leg for a little bit. This is really excellent work for the external rotators. If you need a chair or something to hang on to for balance, go ahead and grab something. So we'll be on one leg for a little while. So I'm in a small V. I'm going to root down through my right foot and cross my left leg in front of my body, but keep my hips pointing forward. Feel how this activates the inside of your thigh. We're going to add the foot to this, so a little supination of the foot, like a hockey stick. Good. From there, slice that leg back on the diagonal line and draw your baby toe upwards towards the ceiling. E version of the foot, you're going to feel your glutes turn on the whole side of the thigh. So again, crossing front and opening back. Crossing front and opening back. So we're rooting down through that standing leg, feeling long through the waist. And the spine growing taller, taller, taller. We're going to add a movement with the opposite arm. So left leg is in front, right hand's going to cross over the body into an internal rotation, kind of like you're going to take a sword out of your pocket, and then open that leg back as that arm opens up to the ceiling on a diagonal, external rotation. Make sure you can see your fingers wiggle in your peripheral vision. So crisscross and open, and crisscross and open. Cross it and open. Cross, open. Again, 3. Feel your abdominals compensating, working, adjusting. 1. Good, we're going to bring that foot down. Change supports if you need a support on this left leg. We're crossing the right leg in front of the body. Hips forward. Feel the inside of your thigh turn on, scooping in the foot so you're supinating, feeling this like a hockey stick. And then we're opening back, everting the foot, pulling baby toe upwards. Use the hip, the outside of the hip. So we're crossing front and opening back. Crossing front and opening back. Supination and eversion. Pronation. Supination pronation. Keep investing into that standing leg. Push into your standing leg. Feel the hip working. It's just as much about that standing hip as the gesture hip. Let's add the opposite arm. Internal rotation. Get your sword out of your pocket and open. Throw some flowers. Cross and open. Cross, get your sword. Open, throw some flowers. Cross. Open. Again, 2. And 1. Good job. Bring it down, shake it out. Let's just let some tension out with a little swing side to side. So this is Qigong inspiration. As we swing, we're going to hit our bum on the opposite side with the hand and the chest. Bum and chest, getting into the glutes and the pecs. You can close your fist if you need. And we're going to add a little rotation to this. So as I rotate to the right, I'm going to rotate on my right heel, to the left on my left heel. Just releasing, swing it out. 2, 1. All right, we're bringing our legs back to parallel. Hip width apart, bend your knees, send your spine long on a diagonal. We're going to reach the arms up and bend the elbows. So we're in this cactus shape with the arms, but bending forward. So this is a lot about the upper back. Your heels are in the mat, and I want you to think of pressing your heels down into the mat and separating them to create space between your sits bones as we draw the abdomen in. Think of reaching your elbows back behind you, and we're just going to pulse with the legs. Another funny looking one, but really powerful for all the intrinsic muscles of the spine, the upper back, and the freedom in the pelvis. Again, for 2 little pulses, and we'll come to standing. All right, so from here we're going to go into some curtsy squats. Our feet a little bit wider. Bend the knees. We're going to lean over. Let's just prepare the legs a little bit. Bend the knees, lean over to the right and to the left. So my back is almost parallel to the earth, and I'm transferring the weight from one side to the other, getting a little bit of stretch on the inner thighs. One more. Okay, bring the spine up. So we're going to cross the left foot behind the right. Bend the knees. Come to whatever depth feels healthy and doable for your knees, so your joints aren't under any torque, okay? We're going to open that back leg out. Bend 2 knees in the center. Transfer the weight to the left. Circle the right leg back. Cross the knee behind. Curtsy. Open that right leg out. Bend center. Transfer the weight. And curtsy. Open. Bend. Open. Bend. Pressing into the feet. Press. So you can start going a little deeper if your body's asking for a little bit more range of movement. Again for 2. And 1. Good. Feet wide in the center now. We're going to turn around our left heel so our legs are perpendicular. Bring your left hand onto your left knee and just help your knee open out to the side. Going for a little stretch. My spine is in a diagonal line in between those 2 90-degree angles. I'm pressing my knee out and pressing the mound of my big toe down. So this is stretching the adductors and helping with that phenomenon that tends to happen where we want to roll onto the outside of the foot when we open the knee, but pressing the mound of the big toe down. Okay, come to center. Rotate on the right heel. My spine is on that 45-degree angle, pressing that right knee back and the right toe down to the earth. Mound of the big toe down. 2. And 1. Good. Bring it center. Reach your arms up. Inhale. We're gonna bring the arms down to cross the right arm over the left and grab onto opposite shoulders here. We're going to trace some figure eights with our arms. So we're going up and over to the right and to the left. Moving from our spine, just feel into this movement. It's so yummy, so good for your upper back and your ribs, for your sympathetic nervous system as well. Okay, let's get the legs involved as we make those movements a little bit bigger. Kind of like you're painting a big infinity sign on a wall. Breathing into the space between the ribs. Let's change directions. Down and up, down and up. Maybe you can make the feet a little wider as you get a little deeper. Down and up for 2 and 1. All right, coming into a wide second position. Little pulses here. We are opening the legs, sending the knees over top of second toes. So we don't want to be too ambitious with how wide the toes are going. Stay low, pelvis stable. Imagine you're wearing a big heavy skirt or heavy pants. And from the waist up, we're going to bring right ear to right shoulder. Lean over, send the sits bone down to bring yourself back up. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder, curving up and over, and back up. Right ear to right shoulder, and up, and left ear to left shoulder, and up. Good, you can heel toe the feet in a little bit, but keep that external rotation. Again, with that heavy skirt, we're lifting the heels up and down, up and down. So once you've got this and you're feeling stable, we're going to open and close the hands, the fists, like blinking lights, open and close. Begin raising the arms, but keep the hands slightly in front of you. Breathing. Heels lift and lower, hands blinking, blinking. As the arms come up, the shoulder blades drop down a little bit. 2, 1. Good, drop it down. Coming into a lunge, right foot forward and left foot back. A little external rotation with that back leg. You're going to feel that you're stretching your calf. And then bring it parallel. Send the heel down towards the ground. Feel that long diagonal line through your body. We're going to have fun with this now. Coming back onto the toes for our long diagonal. Your arms can come up overhead, but this is a long lever, so if you want it to be a bit more gentle, you can have hands on your forehead or on opposite shoulders. Rock the weight forward. Maybe this is enough for you, or if you want to play, lift that back leg up and fly. 2, 1. Bringing it down. We're going to change legs. So bringing right foot back, external rotation, stretching out the calves. And then back to parallel, stretch out your calves, keeping the chest wide and proud. Okay, up on your toes, reach those arms down and forward, or whatever feels like a reasonable lever for your spine. And if you want to come up and play with your balance, coming into an airplane. So your hips are shining down towards the floor. We're lifting that leg from the glutes. 2. Play with your lever, your arms. How long are they? And we'll come up to balance. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to be moving up and down quite a bit. If this doesn't feel right for your body, you can just stay down. We've prepared our wrists. So we're going to bring the left knee up towards the chest, step it back into a lunge, and we're bending down to bring our knee down to the mat. If you need a cushion under your knee, you could also put something there because we'll be doing some work on our knees. Okay, from here, if you can, bring your hands to the mat. We're going to reach this front leg back. Bring the knee in, up, and stand. So that's stepping back, coming down. Maybe you have a pad under your knee. Hands down. See if you can keep your hands down and reach this leg back.
If you want to just stay on the floor, don't want to go up and down and work on your balance, this is a nice option, working one side and then the other. If you're with me, going up and down, we're stepping that right foot forward, pressing left leg up, back, knee down, hands, and reach the leg back. Again, up, back, down, hands down, leg reaches back, 2, down, leg reaches back, and 1, and leg reaches back. All right, changing sides. So we're going to step that left foot forward, right knee comes up, step it back, bend, hands down, reach this knee back and long, stepping forward, up, press up, back, down, hands down, left leg reaches back, stable pelvis, forward, up, back, go at whatever pace feels good for you, keeping that alignment. So good for your heart to be going up and down. It really makes it pump. This can be cardio. You don't need to run or move on a bicycle to get your heart flowing, pumping, working. Okay, we're gonna stay down with this left leg back. If you chose to stay down earlier, let's all meet here. Point the toes of that back leg. Reach the toes away from your center. Option to reach right arm long, palm of the hand centered. So it's as if you're shaking someone's hand. 10 little pulses with this leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it, reach it longer, 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 and down. Other side, right leg reaches back. Feel your glutes, that's your bum. Engage, stable through the waist. Opposite arm reaches forward, palm of the hand in, shoulder blade low, and little pulses up from the bum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and bring it down. We're going to reach our legs back into a plank. Maybe you are on your knees. Maybe your wrists are not very comfortable and you would prefer to be on your elbows. That's fine. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Here we go. Breathing. Think of pulling your knees or your feet towards your hands and your hands towards your feet. If you need to take a break at 15 seconds, go ahead, but try to reset. We're halfway through. Keep pressing into the floor, but keeping the collarbones wide. 2 more breaths. Awesome. Wherever you are, let's lower ourselves down onto our tummy. Can you give yourself a little rock side to side? We're going to stretch out our quads. Our quads have worked really hard today. So bending one knee, grab onto the foot. If you're really tight here and need a strap to bring around your foot, that's also an option. Press the pubic bone down and try to find some length in front of the hip. And we're going to release that back. Changing sides, other foot. Pubic bone in. Length through the front side of the body. Try to bring the knees towards each other. Okay, releasing that leg. Hands underneath the shoulders. Pubic bone pressing down. We're looking forward and opening the chest. Inhale. And exhale, lowering down. Keep that nose down to the mat as we're down to the floor. Inhale. Look forward, open the chest, and slide the shoulder blades down, keeping the neck in a nice long alignment. Try to keep your chest lifted. Lift your hands. Inhale. And hands come down and nose comes down. One more time in. Looking forward and up. From here, keeping this long length, you can bring your hands up, maybe open them out to the side like an airplane, or bring them back towards your thighs. Reach through your legs and possibly let your legs lift just about 1 centimeter off the mat. Not much, just enough to engage that whole back body. 2, and 1. Come on down, turn the head to the side, rock yourself out side to side. So you might want to do exactly what we just did with the quads, one and then the other. Or if you feel like you want to give this a go, keep your pubic bone in the mat, bend both of your knees so you're grabbing the tops of the feet and you're pressing the backs of the feet, the tops of the feet into your hands and letting this help you draw your chest up off the floor. Make sure the shoulders are rolling back so we're not letting those shoulders roll forward like so, but keeping them tucked in and back. Feel the glutes and hamstrings engage. 2 more breaths here. Keep it long. Keep it strong and supported. And let go gently. You can bring your head down, maybe turning it to the other side. And rock it out. Okay, hands on the mat. Press yourself back towards a child's pose. Few breaths here. Maybe your pelvis is up in the air. That can feel really nice, especially if you have any knee issues. This is a nice long traction option. Or if you feel like you need a little roundness in the lower back, you can let the pelvis drop. Whatever your body's asking for right now. Taking a few breaths into the back space. All right, we're going to come forward and work on our side body slightly with the forearm on the floor. Bottom knee is bent. Lift your hips up off the mat. We're going to take that top arm up, inhale, and thread it through. So you're getting a little twist here, exhale. Try not to twist the hips though. Open it up. And again, thread it through, pressing down into the floor. Inhale, open. One more time, thread it. And open. So if you're comfortable with the bottom knee down, that's good. If you think you can reach both legs long, go for it. We're going to come into a little side bend. Keep sliding the shoulder blade down. Breathing into your side body. And 1. Soften down. Let's change sides. So elbows on the mat, forearm on the mat. Press the hips up. Think of that as pubic bone to rib cage connection. Low shoulder blade pressing down into the mat to activate the muscles underneath your shoulder. Top arm comes up, inhale. And we're going to thread it through, turning the ribs but not the hips. And open, inhale. And again, thread it. And open. 1 more, thread it. And open, option to hold here, or if you can reach that bottom leg long, you can come into a side plank, side bend, working on your balance, keeping the neck long and the shoulder blades far from the ears. Beautiful. Lowering down gently. From here, we'll have a seat. Grab onto the backs of the thighs, roll yourself back. Bringing the knees into the chest. We're going to finish off with happy baby. So feet are reaching up to the ceiling. You're going to bring your hands onto the inside of your knees or your elbows on the inside of your knees and grab for the baby toe side of your foot. Dropping the head down, shoulders down. Breathing into your back space. And then try to press your heels to the ceiling. Think of reaching tailbone down to the floor. Going for a little rock side to side. Grab onto the backs of the thighs, bring the head and shoulders up, and use that traction to pull you up onto your bum. Oh, good work, everyone. That was a really powerful strengthening practice. I hope this helps you feel rooted and grounded and long. Really looking forward to building with you. Thank you so much for your precious time and energy.